Sennheiser has released something new, and just about every headphone company out there should be scared because this is going to eat their lunch. Let's talk about it. This is the Sennheiser HDB 630, and you'll notice off the bat, it looks a lot like the Momentum 4. Well, that's nothing too crazy. I mean, the Momentum 4 is already pretty comfortable, but these have entirely different internals, a different frequency response, and some features that, if you're watching this video, you might already know about them because these have been hyped up for quite some time. And to my surprise, they live up to the hype. Let's talk about that. So first off, build-wise, you'll notice right off the bat, these are a little bit thicker the Momentum 4s. New pad to the back, Momentum 4s, I'm getting about 48 millimeters here. On these, I'm getting about 52, so about 4 millimeters thicker on this back piece right here, and you can see it. Other than that, the internals on the pads are relatively similar. We have this soft foam on the inside of the Momentum 4s, but we have this more fabric mesh on the 630s. We're looking at about 30 millimeters deep on the deepest part, 22 millimeters the most shallow part, about 58 millimeters vertically, and about 39 to 40 millimeters front to back. Similar top padding with a divot in the middle, pretty comfortable all around, though these aren't going to fit massive ears. I think that the ear space on these is more comfortable than a lot of the other ANC options on the market. Reasonably light as well, nothing crazy there. Before we talk about sound, just a couple more things. Microphone spots here, one button on it. This is for both pairing and for your on-off. The rest is touch controls, and we have inputs for USB-C and 3.5 millimeter. You can also run these directly off your computer as a DAC, so just straight out USB Type-C or USB A to C into the USB-C on here. Select these as an output, and then you don't have to use Bluetooth. These do also come with a small dongle, so if you have an iPhone, you can plug that dongle into your iPhone and get better Bluetooth quality than the built-in limited codec support you have on iOS devices. Or you could just use them over a USB-C cable. The looks are where the similarities end, because these sound and measure incredible. Any Sennheiser with a 600 in part of its name, in this case the 630, implies its relation to the 600, 650, the 620S, anything in that line. And these, while they don't look like it, I think deserve that naming. Out of the box, they are a dead even neutral tonality, but they also come with a full parametric EQ. This is like if an audio company took every single thing we've been asking for so long out of a headphone, especially out of an active noise canceling headphone, and put them all into one product. And not only do you get full parametric EQ, you also get an A/B testing mode. You have all your standard stuff in the app with a few extra new things. First off, this right here. Crossfeed, just like you get on the HE1, a more speaker-like presentation that blends a little bit of the left and right channel, and like on their HE1, which if you don't know is a $60,000 Sennheiser headphone, they have off, low crossfeed, and high crossfeed. I personally prefer it on low or off. And then, right here, you have different EQ modes, and you can A/B between different options. So if I want my B mode to have this, I can go A, see my first option here, B, see my second option here. And any of these, I could take this right here. Let's change it to a peak filter. Let's give it 3.9 decibels of gain, a higher Q factor, and let's bring the frequency down to here. You can do just about whatever you want, and you can press and hold and just keep adding bands. Now, that doesn't go on forever. To my knowledge, I believe you only have 5 bands here, which you can edit. I have not been able to add more than 5 bands on any given profile, so if there are more than that, maybe there's a bug in there, but 5 bands with pretty fine-grained control is very nice. You can also bypass the EQ with this button right here. So it's more of just a blind hold button, so if you want to A/B between it being on and off, you hold this, and it's bypassed. You let go and it's off. So hold, bypassed, you're just hearing the headphones as they are, let go, back to your EQ'd profile. So really easy if you don't want to do an A/B profile between two different ones of it being on and off. You're just trying to hear what it sounds like default, and then with your profile, you press and hold that bypass button. This is an insane feature. I love this, and I want to see more of this. I'm going to show you guys the measurements real quick because they are just absolutely insane. Here is the HDB 630. I've measured this on the Care 5128, the Care 4128C, and the Meyer setup. Our HBTF graph is showing the variation a person might experience with these headphones on their head. Actually, not a ton of variation. In the upper treble, we see one spot where it could go way outside of the bounds, though most people watching this video probably actually can't hear treble that high. We're talking in excess of 17 kilohertz, and it just depends on which rig you are counting. On the 5128, we end up with treble that is a bit more linear. Either way, the vast majority of this is well within the bounds, and what Sennheiser's essentially given us is a blank slate to EQ however we want, something that is dead on neutral that then can be pretty much any headphone you dream of. You want more bass? Sure. You want more warmth? You want more cold? You want more treble? You want more of the presentation of the HE1? Guess what? You can get that out of this. You can set it to a crossfeed mode and then EQ the treble to be more like the HE1. You want something that's more like the Focal Batiste? Guess what? You could EQ this to be more like the Focal Batiste. Though right out of the box, this is already significantly better than the Batiste for something that costs notably less. And this is from a person who used the Batiste for so long on flights. That was my go-to air travel headphone for a long time because of the comfort and the battery life. But honestly, in a lot of ways, this headphone takes the majority of the things that are in my collection, the majority of things that are on my wall, and makes them obsolete, especially plugging them straight up as a DAC to whatever computer or phone or source I want and using them like that. There's very low latency that way. Again, I can EQ them exactly how I want them based off this blank slate and get something that sounds incredible. And then being able to do so and have noise canceling or transparency mode, both of which are fine. So the transparency mode is it's okay. It's not life-changing. I would say it's on par with most of the other options on the market. Apple has better transparency mode than just about anyone else. That's just how it is. The active noise canceling is also not life-changing. It is really good. It's not as good as like AirPods Pro 3, but I would say that just from initial testing, it sounds like it is on par with things like the WH-1000 XM6, the new Nothing headphones, or some of the current Bose headphones that I've tested. And in every single case, this is absolutely demolishing those headphones in terms of its sound quality. It's almost hard to go into the specifics on the sound characteristics of this because they can change so much depending on how you want to EQ it, but the out-of-the-box tuning I will describe as incredibly neutral. Very, very good sub-bass presence, good vocal presence, good vocal imaging, excellent detail. Just in every facet across the board, this is what I would describe as a high-fidelity headphone. To the definition of the term, high fidelity, very faithful to the original source. This is a headphone that out of the box is extremely faithful to whatever signal you are sending it. And it's wild that we're getting that in a device that is not a passive analog headphone you plug up to a DAC amp. We're getting it through an active noise-canceling consumer product. And yet, here it is, something that is more high fidelity than the vast majority of the high-fidelity industry. Needless to say, I'm very pleased with this product. It's an extremely high recommendation as long as no software updates come out that like mess it up, which I don't think is going to happen. Clearly, Sennheiser knows what they're doing with this headphone and designed it this way intentionally. And after a few things from them recently that were kind of more mixed bags for me, like the Momentum 4s or the HD620S, which I kind of liked in some ways, but also kind of didn't in others, this is a massive win from them, in my opinion. So Sennheiser, if you're watching this, please make more headphones like this with an extremely neutral profile, the ability to customize them. That is beautiful. And I feel like this should be a no-brainer at this point. If sound quality is remotely a priority, there is not another option you should be comparing these against. This is the clear choice. What about the new Bose? No. These. What about the Nothing? No. Sony WH-1000? Nope. Batiste MG? No. HDB 630. That's it. So for that short piece of content, there you are. Insanely high recommendation for the HDB 630. This is going to be topping my charts in a whole lot of different categories, to the point where I feel like I should be making a comparison at some point of this against other of the legendary hi-fi headphones in the industry. The big mainstays, the things like the Arias, the 800Ss, all of those. So let me know in the comments if you want to see that. This channel does not use audio affiliate links. This channel does not take any audio sponsors. If you want to help support the channel, you can at the Floatplane link in the video description, where you get early access to a lot of my videos plus bonus content. If you like this video, leave a like down below. Comment, let me know what you want to see in the future, and don't forget to stick around, subscribe for more videos like this. Until next one, guys. Peace.